Hello everybody, this is JandCandO here. It's been a while. This is a much later version of PowerToy, and I haven't uploaded in a good bit of time. And I apologize if you liked any of my videos, but I guess I'm back. So, let's just show you around PowerToy a little bit more. These are all my saves. I've gotten a little bit more. I was thinking today we could make a bomb, but first I did want to show you some stuff. So, with all my stamps, there's no more error stamp loading things. I got a little bit more experience with electronics. Right here, this is a decoder, a 4x16 decoder. So if I put in a binary number, you probably don't know what a binary number is, but if you do, then you could be a little bit impressed by this, because, you know, I copied the idea from somebody, but I did make this myself. I didn't copy anything directly. I don't usually do anything like that. I just did this all on my own using a type. Yeah, I used this idea right here. This I had to figure out how to make it work without referring to his stuff. So I did do some work. So let's do the binary number for 6, which is 0, 1, 1, 0. Did that go? Yeah, okay. And this is the checking one. And then it's just a 6 right here. We can clear it. Yeah. We can do 9. 9. So yeah. Oh. 0. Anyway, I also made a breakthrough bomb, as I call it. I've had it for a while, but I haven't showed you guys it, so well, it's called the electro warp bomb. The idea came from an electro warp cannon made by Sarzan, but I was able to put it into a bomb. But I think I should show you the cannon before I show you the bomb. I believe it's somewhere here. If I just search electro warp. Okay, yeah, there's Sarzan, and there's this cannon. Just wait for it to load. See it? Yeah, that's it, right? That's it for sure. Okay, it uses Exot, which is an element. You just press this button right here, and Exot reacts to electrons, so we're spraying electrons in here, and then it's gonna like black out. It's just gonna black out. So my bomb does too. So after being exposed to electrons, it blacks out, as shown. That's just a personal term. I just call it that. I think it's appropriate for what's happening. There's this button. This is what happens. Nothing escapes except for a flurry of electrons that seem to come out of nowhere. They just kind of go that direction, even though they're not bouncing off of anything. It's like a cone or something. And I'm going to show you what that cone is. If we go on, if we fire this again, we'll see that there's a lot more going on than we think. So I'm going to go on heat display, and you'll see there's a lot more particles than we can actually see. The thing is, you can see them, but they're very low color. If you look, you might be able to see them. I'm not sure. It's called warp, and this warp is go and debug mode here. Its TMP is 220 through stuff's happening. It's a high TMP and high life, and it kind of emits electrons, and it's also very hot. I can demonstrate this more clearly in a save I made. It's called radiating warp. It's at the very bottom. Video. Radiating warp. This warp is what Exot makes when exposed to electrons. It is what creates the electrical effect. So we have a box full of warp, and we have something called an energy wall, as shown in the top right hand corner, which means it only allows energy particles, and electrons are energy particles. And this warp, as you can see here, is emitting electrons that are very hot. So here's the bomb. Here it is. Okay, so here's the electrons going through. This is decorated. And then here's the blackout. And boom. This is the strongest bomb I've ever made. Partially because I added some hydrogen in the center so that it would start fusion if it was in an enclosed space. And there's a bit of hydrogen that's stuck. Just won't stop being made. And that just got fire. So, I also made a mini version. It's a very small little red one. I want to show it. Okay, here's what they look like. There's that one, and here's this one. Here's the mini one. Yeah, pretty good. Okay, so let's make a bomb. We go into the explosive section. We have, that's not the explosive. Here we go. We have lots of things available. I'm going to explain to you what each one does. So let me get, I'll need a different stage for each of them. So I'm just going to go through them one by one. We have gravity bomb pump. That's how I translate it, maybe. Because I know over here we have gravity pump and gravity bomb pump, gravity pump bomb, something along that line. It's GBMB. So we need something that breaks pressure or breakable metal. We know it turns into broken metal when it's exposed to pressure. So let's add some gravity bomb pump, and this also relies on Newtonian gravity. So we can turn that on up here and put a little bit down. 4 pixels, 5 actually, and it sticks to the first object it touches, and a very strong gravity push, and they affect each other. That's just air pressure there. Okay. Yeah. This is what was used in the Ripper, by the way. Looking like it, yeah. Pretty strong. Yeah. We have ignition cord, which is an improved version of fuse. What the? Like fuse. So fuse is in the solid section, and this is how it works. It needs plasma, which is a little bit impractical because this is its temperature. This is plasma, extremely hot. So, and this is pretty good for some things. So if we do that, then it kind of ghosts like that. Ghost slowly. Is that like that? Ignition cord. Wait, let's just cut this off and show you that fuse does not catch when exposed to fire. Oh. Let's put some more down. Fuse. I don't know why fire's on explosives. If smoke is in gases, fire might as well be there too. See, it's not catching. So if we touch this fire to the ignition cord, plasma would do the same thing, but that's defeating the purpose. It does this, and it puts off this element called ember, and a small trail of fire. If you look on fire, that's about fire display. It looks kind of cool. It works on the pixel scale, so I can just do 1 pixel. Oh, that's fire. There we go. Just go. Yeah, so that's good for igniting things like the next explosives I'll show you. So far I haven't really shown you any explosives. Here's some TNT. It's the only explosive that instantly detonates, unfortunately. So it goes like this. Boop. It's not incredibly strong. I mean, oops. It should at least break brick, but it doesn't. It doesn't put off enough pressure fast enough. It's a bit disappointing. I wish it was stronger. So here's the pressure. It's 6, but that doesn't really go very far. I've tried to break brick with it, it just doesn't work. So we have C5, which is cold explosive. So you'd think that we would need fire to detonate it. And you're wondering why it's called a cold explosive. Maybe that's too hot for it. We could put ignition cord. Did that do something? No? Well, we have this over here, Sub-Zero Flame. Let's look at that on heat display. Oh, it's very cold. It's at the temperature absolute 0. This is a temperature that is impossible in real life. So you know how atoms, they get smaller and smaller as you decrease the temperature? Well, absolute 0 is the theoretical temperature at which their volume would be nothing at all. That's why it's impossible. It means that there's 0 energy in the atoms. The atoms don't move. The atoms are not vibrating. So this temperature is completely impossible unless I don't know anything about how we would ever accomplish this. But it's possible in Pyrotoid, and we use it to detonate this. And it actually has a very high pressure explosion. As you can see in the center, it's 50. It's really, really strong. We don't need to use Sub-Zero Flame. We don't need to use something at absolute 0. Anything that's pretty cold, like liquid oxygen, over here, I believe that puts it off. Yeah, liquid nitrogen, nitrogen ice, stuff like that. Really cold stuff. Let's move on to the next explosive, bomb. Its description is pretty self-explanatory. It's a bomb. This is what it does. Pixel it down. Oh, we have pressure from the C5 explosion. Okay, here we go. Boop. Let's just look at that heat display. Boop. It's yeah, little thing that destroys particles, heats them up, makes this little circle of heat. If you make a bomb that uses lots of this stuff, then it's not considered a very good bomb. I have an example right here. It's this one. See? Whoa. It's lagging more than it usually does. So yeah, there's tons of bomb in that one. It's not very good. I mean, it's really strong, but it's not considered to be worthy of being thought of as a good bomb. So here we have fireworks. I call them stubborn fireworks because they just don't go off to fire like your everyday fireworks do. They go off to heat and neutrons, so let's use neutrons. Or radiation. And then they start kind of popping up and they're kind of pale. Nice and hot. Just as hot as any other fireworks. And this is called first firework. And maybe melt the platform. Good for us. So let's make, let's go on to the next explosive. Oh wait, first fireworks made. Dest. This is the more destructive bomb. It was added from another person's mod. Let's get a big solid wall of iron. Just big wall. Why is my mouse glitching out like this? Okay. Big block of iron, bigger than I really wanted to do. And we have a more destructive bomb. So we had this bomb, which did this. Well, that's why it's laggy. Again, we have Dest, which does this. Pretty much it burrows itself into the target, and it also is attracted to pressure. So it goes toward pressure. It's like the powder NR right here. It goes against it goes opposite gravity and opposite of pressure. See, it's going into the high pressure stuff. So that's what Dest does, and it's very destructive. So let's just make less lag by taking away a lot of iron. Here we go. It just kind of eats through. It's very penetrating. Okay. Next up we have regular fireworks with an exclamation mark, which means that they're fun. So let's make a similar brick platform that we had before and put some fireworks on. Fireworks! Yay! Yay! They go up instantly. Very colorful. Oops. Yay. 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 It's breaking our platform, and I had too much fun right there. Oops. Anyway, after fireworks comes flame, thermite. If you've watched pretty much every episode of Mythbusters like I have, you know what thermite does. It's a powder that burns at extremely high temperatures. Like extremely high temperatures. It's ridiculous. The Mythbusters pretty much set up a thing like a platform like this. They had several plates that they would burn through. And thermite and powdered toy accomplishes this much faster than it does in real life. We took a bucket of thermite, ignited it, and it ate through the entire thing. We have something called molten thermite, which solidifies into something. Molten thermite solidifies into broken metal. I think. I guess. Sure. Let's cool it down and see what it turns into. Not completely sure. Cooling it down. Yeah, it looks like it does broken metal. Breakable metal. Yeah, so it's a powder that turns into lava that's very hot. We have thunder. It does this. Look at our pressure. It's just very hot, but it doesn't really get a chance to leave its mark. But it does make up for that because it creates a ridiculous amount of pressure when it hits something. And they say lightning very hot. It doesn't look like it doesn't really look like lightning, does it? Unless you look at it in persistent display, where it kind of looks like lightning, like a lightning bolt. You see it kind of. Yeah. I don't know if that's what they tried to do, but I used it to make ridiculous amounts of pressure unfairly, like so. It's called velocity, and it just unleashes a ridiculous amount of pressure really fast in a small amount of space. Okay, next up on the explosives is liquid rubidium, which is a form of solid rubidium. Rubidium is an alkaline metal or something like that. It's a metal. It's actually a real element. It reacts violently to water. It actually blows up when it hits water. The fires up in big. It also blows up when it hits fire. It is an explosive, but it says especially on contact with water and has a low melting point of 60 degrees Celsius, which is its liquid rubidium state. It's the exact same, just in a liquid form. Okay, next up is C4. This is also disappointing. It's actually weaker than TNT, if anything. I mean, you'd think it'd be stronger, but it's just it makes a big ball of flame, and it's not really spectacular. I mean, it doesn't break anything. I mean, you think if we put a thin layer of metal around it, just a thin layer of metal, and we fill it with C4, it would do something, but not really. It did a little something there, but I'm not wholly impressed by that. And we have nitroglycerin, I believe. I think I'm completely mispronouncing it. I think it's nitroglycerin or glycerin. I think I'm just gonna stick with glycerin. Nitroglycerin, it's a liquid, and it does pretty much what C4 does. Fires it kind of hot. Anyway, and next we have gunpowder. I would like it to be black powder, but it's not really like the gunpowder in Minecraft, but it's something. It's not very impressive either. I mean, I think powder toys should do something about their explosives, but that's all this does. It's a very light dust, and it's explosive. That's all there is to say about it. And that's pretty much all the explosives. Oh yeah, remember in that last episode where I said I would do something about the babies dying of pressure? Well, I did. There was a new element added shortly after the video called titanium, and it completely blocks pressure. I can show this if I... Let's make a layer of iron and a layer of titanium. Okay. We got our air tool. Look at the air pressure, and if we do iron, some of the pressure escapes. If we do titanium, the pressure is completely contained, but because of the way that pressure acts, a little bit of it gets out of the corners, but it doesn't spread like iron does. Completely contained. It's very nice for experimenting with stuff. And that's how I accomplished. Where is it? I have a lot of junk in my saves. Okay, nearly indestructible bunker. I've changed it rather drastically. Instead of that annoying gray layer that kind of lagged everything up, I have titanium struts covered in concrete, and then some shields, and a little tiny bit of bizarre, because that's a bit cheating to use, in my opinion. We have one less layer. We kept this layer. We have titanium in the very center, and let's match this up to my really strong electro orb bomb. See what it does. I'm gonna see what I can do to speed up this part of the video. I don't know if I will, so no promises, but I'll see what I can do. And if I speed it up, I'll speed it up now. Okay, I'm back, and this little safety feature I've added here, the NTCT and the PTCT. If you watch my electronics episode, you'll know that they cool things down, and that is why the bomb is losing. It looks like the explosion is pretty much gone, and the bunker is still here. The babies are perfectly fine as far as pressure and temperature go, and yeah, they're fine. Well, I don't have anything to say right now. Let me just kind of look around for stuff. I guess I could talk about the newest element. It's called Vibranium. If you've seen any Marvel comic cartoon series, you might know what it is. Toy hasn't really matched the appearance of any of them. In the next version, it's going to be better than it currently is, and I'll explain to you what I mean by better. As you know, vibranium absorbs energy and releases it in violent explosions, as it says in the description. The ways we can make it absorb energy is if we add air pressure, energy particles such as photons, neutrons, and electrons. So neutrons and electrons. You can also make them absorb heat. As you can see, their temperature is usually like 1, but if they get heated up, they'll just go back down, and they will have absorbed some electricity. By the way, the hydrogen is there because when you mix electrons and neutrons, they form hydrogen. So, I'm gonna heat it up. I'm gonna make it store some energy by using lots of... Okay, I'm not gonna actually do that. On the front page, I think there's a vibranium guide, and it shows you what it is. Well, it was here earlier today. Okay, I'm just gonna search over here. There it is. That was a good one. Okay. This is vibranium. It stores energy from pressure, heat, and energy particles. Keep in mind, vibranium is still glitchy. Apply pressure until it explodes. Bombard with energy particles. Exalt and titanium will make vibranium. Not yet. Make broken vibranium from NR and vibranium. Not yet. So that's not in until the next version. It changes color based on the energy it is stored. Before it explodes, it glows for 750 frames, and this is how it explodes. It explodes into broken electronics and exhaust, and a good bit. Okay, that's not noble gas. It's fine. It's a bit of noble gas. It looks really ugly and Halloweeny and structy. It does look kind of Halloweeny. So yeah. That's vibranium, and broken vibranium is just a powder version of that. They've also added something to the force section called DMG, which I'm assuming is damage or something along that line. This is what it will do. It's actually okay. I don't need that much. It's quite I mean, it works as an okay explosive. If I just find it again. Here we go. 1 pixel of damage. Kind of like gravity bomb pump, but I kind of like it. It's really fun. Let's see what it does to wood. Okay, it's just kind of awkwardly going against it and creating tons of pressure. But they look pretty awesome, and that they look like a fancy. It looks slow. Well, I don't have anything else, so that's about it for today. Goodbye. If you want more, please comment, rate, and subscribe. You don't have to rate or subscribe, but I do appreciate comments a lot. Please post any suggestions, crap like that. It really encourages me when somebody gives me a positive feedback. So, please do if you like my videos. See you later. Bye.